Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are here. It's finally time again for even much more Hearthstone action, and we've got cycle number 2 of the eGTV Hearthstone League. And this is season 1, the road to Northrend, guys. My name is Larc, and with me is none other than Mikey. How you doing, man?
Hello. This is Katips from the Philippines, and thank you for having me on. Quite excited. This is my first time casting for the eHL Cycle 2, and from what I've seen from Cycle 1, it's been pretty exciting. So I really can't wait.
Great to hear. That's awesome. Can't wait as well. I mean, there's definitely going to be a lot of down to the wire matches today. I believe we've got a legend player from Singapore, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Adyb, who we are going to be witnessing here in this first match, by the way. He is going to be going up against Muizaa, and Muizaa is from the Thailand, by the way. So, good thing to note is that today we've got quite the international flavor here. It's Southeast Asians all against each other. We've got Thailand, Philippines, yep, and Singapore. So, unfortunately, no Malaysia there, and it's a little bit sad to see. But nevertheless, we've got a lot of action here today. What do you think both these players are going to be playing as their first deck?
It could be quite exciting. In the meta right now, we have a bunch of very interesting decks. We have Druids on the downturn. We have a lot of control stuff from Warlock and Warrior. We have all of these aggro decks. Of course, Reynard's Zoo running rampant on the ladder right now. So it could be anything right now, and it's pretty exciting to see how they would match up against each other at the highest level here in EHL.
Yeah, for sure. Like you mentioned there, Reynard's Zoo, very popular, and it's been seen quite a lot actually so far in cycle number 2, and definitely pretty interesting. It seems like it's gonna be a control warrior versus this paladin deck here. And what do you think this paladin deck is?
Well, can't really go wrong with True Silver Champion. It could be a variation of the Giants deck that Warlock likes to use. So Earth and Ring Farseer could be one of those that helps heal the player, keeps the paladin annoying, keeps him topped up at the end of the game. And it could also be a nice fodder for when Giants come out. So it could be a nice control Giants paladin.
Sweet. Alright, we're just gonna have to wait and see how well this game is gonna go. And right off the bat, Adyb doesn't really have anything. Control Warrior, they don't really have much on turn 1 to play, so just gonna pass his turn there. And same thing for Muizaa as well. Just probably gonna pass turn. He does have the coin with him. He has quite a decent starting hand, don't you think?
Yep, I like his hand. He has a Yeti. He has a lot of options for turn 4. He has a nice turn 6, especially with Tankmaster gone now. Sunwalker with its stun and Divine Shield is a very big threat. Of course, in the hand of Adyb, we have Icera, which is currently a really annoying threat in terms of any of its appearance in any deck. With Tankmaster unable to remove her, she can run rampant with her dream cards, and even if you silence her, that's still a 4/12 and a big beast on the board.
Yeah, definitely. Especially if you get the dream. That would be pretty awesome. Like
the dream, of course.
So it seems like True Silver Champion is gonna come out instantly, killing off the Armor Smith there. So Armor Smith only gets out of that by 1 armor, or 2 armor. Was it? No, 1 armor. Yeah, I think they really get this.
Actually, that was a Frothing Berserker, I believe.
A Frothing Berserker? Oh, sorry, Frothing Berserker. Okay, my bad. My eyes have failed. It seems
fine.
like the Cruel Taskmaster is gonna come out and just get rid of that minion on the board. Muizaa
nice.
He does have Yetis. What do you think he's gonna play here?
Yeti's always a safe choice for turn 4. You can't really go wrong with a 4/5 with very difficult to remove. And given Adyb's hand at the moment, he doesn't have a good removal yet for the 4/5. So we'll see what he can do.
Yep, for sure. So here, Muizaa's probably thinking, does he attack into the 2/2, or does he just go for face, or he's actually going to kill off the minion, I believe. Yes, there we go. A little bit laggy here on my end, but yeah, he's gonna just get rid of the board, and board advantage again in his favor. And now for Adyb though, what is he gonna do?
Yeah, having a Yeti on the board, very good threat. It's always a guaranteed 2-for-1, like you see there right now. He had to spend a card to bring it down to 3 health, and now he's going to have to spend another one to kill it outright. In the meantime, turn 5, turn 6 looking good for Muizaa. He has a Azure Drake for the card draw, and he has a turn 6 Sunwalker. He can also go 6 Avenging Wrath. He has pretty much a great control of the board at the moment.
Yeah. So it seems like he's gonna go for the option of the card draw here. On top of that, Azure Drake Consecration gonna be the card that he draws there. So that's pretty decent. And just gonna attack base again with the Yeti. And now Adyb is coming to a point where he is pretty sad right now because doesn't really have a play. He's actually gonna play Sylvanas here.
Yep, I think that was his best possible play. He can take one of Muizaa's creatures, and at the moment, Muizaa with a dominating hand at the moment and a dominating board, so he can probably he's probably thinking of how to take out Sylvanas before adding more presence on his board. But we'll see how he plays it out. Golden Sylvanas, by the way, very nice.
Yeah, very very nice. That effect there, just so awesome. Now thing is here, he can. I guess he could still just ignore the Sylvanas right now since he doesn't have a real way to kill it off.
That's right.
Unless he just runs both his minions into it, but that just feels like such a waste.
That's
and right. So here, what do you think? Just go for face. Oh, he's actually gonna token up actually.
Yeah. So Muizaa playing one of the tokens just for the chance that Sylvanas might pick it up. He might be thinking of taking her out in a later turn, and then just increasing the odds that Sylvanas is gonna take a crappy minion instead of one of his good ones.
Right, for sure. Well, Whirlwind though is gonna get some huge value here. Double card draw. Gets rid of that one card there. Is gonna be able to get a free Azure Drake. So Adyb, man, suddenly turning everything all around, and now Muizaa actually seeming to be on the back foot this time.
That's right. That Whirlwind has got great value, as you said, with two of card drawing mechanics on board. Let's see what Muizaa does to deal with those two creatures that are giving him problems right now in terms of card advantage.
Yeah, well, I guess Consecrate is quite a good option here, but I mean, just to make sure that those acolytes don't draw anything else.
Yeah, that's right.
Get a little bit more value there, but I don't know. What do you think his play is here? Maybe even playing the Sunwalker, or not even, or just stampeding Kodo is.
Kodo is a good. Anything with 5 health is a good choice. Kodo would be a good way to take out one of the minions, giving him the card draw. It is also a good. Oh, there we go. He goes for the Consecrate. So he's had enough of that card draw. He just want to give him 2 more cards and call it a day.
Well, actually, if I'm not mistaken, if he does play the Kodo there, it does not draw a card, right?
Oh, really?
Yeah, because it just practically counts as if the card just got demolished, not even taking damage. So that's pretty interesting to see. Giving him 2 cards though, so Adyb again still very much ahead right now. Cruel Taskmasters to get rid of the token on board. Probably gonna hit face with 4. Now, does he play the Armor Smith or Armor Up himself? Oh, he's actually just gonna Armor Up. Okay. Pretty quick plays there by Adyb.
So now the board is turned around yet again. So it's a nice slugfest at the moment. So let's see how Muizaa deals with his threat now and with no creatures on board, but with a very decent hand. Is he going to risk an Avenging Wrath to see... Oh no, he goes straight for Tyrion. Alright, with Tankmaster out of the action, Tyrion is a gigantic threat in any Paladin deck at the moment.
Now he does get a pretty decent top deck there. Now that Slam is definitely going to be able to dish out some damage here. He can, by all means, pop the shield with his 2/2, slam that, and then run something else into it. Or he could also just weapon up and kill it. Since it will be down to 3 life. Oh, he's actually just gonna slam it here. Now he can just execute this with his Cruel Taskmaster, which I think he's probably gonna do here. So the top deck's just getting pretty insane, but that's gonna give him a 5 damage Ashbringer. So that's pretty scary.
And we get to see Tyrion's new animation on his Ashbringer right now. Pretty cool.
Yep, definitely pretty cool there. Going all the way back home. Really nice. Armor Smith is going to be the play here, and even the Fury War Axe, and he's actually going to attack phase, so bringing the Paladin down to 12 life only. Now, Muizaa is actually in a really tough situation here. He's down to 12 life. Now, what is his play here? What do you think?
The board of Adyb effectively destroys his chance to use Avenging Wrath, because he would do damage, give himself armor, and also buff up Frothing Berserker. So that's probably the worst play at the moment. He could have possibly used that earlier. So he could probably gain back some health with his Earthen Ring Farseer, take down Frothing down to 1 with the the card that brings him down to one attack.
Oh, okay, right. The follow the rules. So let's just
follow the rules. Yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
Mental
follow the rules. Yeah, I'm having mental block.
There you go.
Yeah, Elder Peacekeeper. There we go.
We know our cards. Elder Peacekeeper.
Well, just look at the slow animation. Just because of the way that the power works from the Frothing Berserker, we're gonna have to wait every single time this thing lands. Oh, it's actually gonna hit the face. Oh, there we go. So it gets rid of all the minions on the board. It has a solid weapon in hand. Now, I'm guessing probably his play here is to actually heal himself with the Irving Fire
Yeah,
Sword.
that's I think the best play. He doesn't want to stay down too low with within mortal strike range and with the weapon, with the fiery war axe still in play.
Yep,
It's
so
very
Ragnaros.
dangerous. Stuff low. Yeah.
Oh, Ragnaros, instant play here. Down under, man. The fire from down under. Look at that. Instantly gonna deal 8 damage to the face. The Paladin's down to 6. Now, he doesn't have... Wait, he does have lay on hands. And
Yeah.
that is definitely an option here. But I'm pretty sure he wants to get rid of the 8/8 right now.
Yes, definitely. Too bad he doesn't have a way to silence it and put Aldor Peacekeeper on it to...
Oh,
there
sick
we go.
play.
That's a great play. Awesome play.
Wow, okay, that was really sick. Okay, now how many people actually expected that? I for one, actually didn't really expect that to
Surprise Kodo out of nowhere. That's a fantastic play. That's the best possible outcome of that.
Yep, definitely. And see
ADYB
right there.
acknowledging that.
Yeah, but unfortunately
Oh,
for
that's
him,
surprise Gorehowl.
yeah, Gorehal just gonna finish up this game here at this best out of the tree. First game going in favor for ADYB. So ADYB's Control Warrior, man, showing all the rage there. A very, very good showing there. And unfortunately, even though Muizaa was able to get quite a huge play there with that Kodo and the Elder Peacekeeper, it just wasn't enough. And we're gonna jump into game number 2. And now, what do you think Muizaa should actually bring here?
I have a very hard time playing against Paladin, so I'm not exactly sure what its main weaknesses are, or it's just my misplays. But let's see what Muizaa comes up with to see how he deals with the warrior. Sorry, the control warrior. I meant control warrior.
Yeah, I mean the Control Warrior is really strong. I mean, like, just looking out of the decks from Muizaa, he does have okay, so his Paladin's down. He still has his Druid and his Shaman to rely on. Now, out of these two, which do you think actually has the better, footing here against this Control Warrior?
Well, as we know, Shaman has the best removal in the game with Hex, so that always has a good chance, especially with all of its large endgame creatures, with Icera, with Ragnaros, lots of ways to take out these creatures, lots of mass removal. So I like Shaman actually versus Control Warrior if you play it right and you get the proper removals at the right time. Druid Druid, of course, is a very balanced class. It still is balanced even with the loss of Tinkmaster. There are ways to deal with that loss. So I would go with either one. Either one is a strong chance against Control Warrior, I believe.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you make a good point there with those, hexes. The Shaman's just always really good with that when it comes to those really, really huge, big creatures, Ragnaros, Sarah, all that kind of jazz. He has the Silence as well. Silence is always good from the Earth Shock. And yeah, I mean, I guess I can see why maybe the Shaman is probably the better choice here. Druid, unfortunately, doesn't have things like Hex and all that kind of jazz. They do have a lot of Borg there, so I guess we're probably gonna see a Shaman, but we're just gonna have to wait and see here. Now, any thoughts about the previous game there? What do you think Muizaa could have done in order to, get himself back into the game?
I think the big swing there was when the Acolytes came out and gave ADYB the huge card advantage. It started giving him the nice top decks. And even down the wire, even to the very last turn where he got Gorehowl and finished with it, it gave him that huge swing in momentum. So it might have been just bad luck the way that played out. I mean, he got that awesome play towards the end. Yeah. But sometimes luck is just a factor.
Yeah, for sure. I guess it didn't really work out in the end. Plus his stopping power there, the Tyrion Forging just wasn't enough. It got instantly dealt with so easily with the top deck from Execute. So pretty much kind of sad to see. And seems like we're just gonna wait a little bit longer. Players, fortunately, aren't ready just yet. So, anything else you want to add on before we take a little break here?
Well, other than I'm quite excited to see the next match.
Yeah, all right.
So,
awesome stuff. I think we should probably be jumping into it though. Not too sure what the players are up to right now, but yeah, man. Definitely looking forward to an awesome day. ADYB so far showing us why he is a legend player here. Representing Singapore, that is. ADYB really, really playing it very well. A lot of golden cards as well. And as we speak of that, seems like we're going to be jumping into game number 2 here at this best out of 3 series. The Control Warrior still being played there by Adyb as he did win the first game against Muizaa here. And look at that. Look at that first card in hand.
Wow. Iron Bark Protector, we meet again.
Now that's a card we haven't seen as often, and do you think it has kind of a place now back into the metagame, or?
Well, I think Taunts just got a whole lot of value because not many top decks run Black Knight. It's kind of a swing choice whether or not to include Black Knight. Silences are in very short demand. You can some people just bring one now, some people bring one Spellbreaker. So the removal for taunts is a little difficult, especially for those really big ones like Tazdingo for Tree Bark Protector. They're getting a lot of value now. Even Ancient of War, I'm seeing back in Druid decks. So it's becoming more difficult to remove these bigger creatures. So I think taunt is a lot of value now in the current metagame.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I like the fact that you know, they're playing those kind of cards now, and the way that the shift is, and especially that Ancient of War. Now that you bring that up, we actually saw that like the past couple of matches that we've covered before the other day. So that's pretty interesting to see here. Anyways, back into this game though. Adyb, turn 3, he does have his Acolyte Plane, which he can probably play. He's gonna play that, and then the turn here, and now Muizaa. What is his play?
Very lucky opening hand for Adyb. Also, he has both of his Acolytes in hand, which could definitely swing in his tempo. So here we go. Let the card draw begin.
Well, unfortunately, it's not going to get much value out of the Acolyte there. It's only going to get 1 card draw because of that Claw and Hero Power. But at least Muizaa still has not played a minion on the board, and that actually looks pretty good for Adyb now, especially seeing as to how this game is progressing. Now he can play again another Acolyte Pain. Seems like he's going to coin.
Which he does.
Yeah, and he's going to Cruel Taskmaster to get at least 2 cards out of this. So that's actually pretty good there. Now that's a free 2 Acolyte of Pain, and that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, that's a big threat right now, and most Druid decks just run a single Claw, so he just used up his main option to remove Lobby Creature without resorting to Keeper of the Grove, which obviously he's going to do next turn.
At least Keeper of the Grove will get some value back here, and that's a little bit unfortunate for Adyb. He didn't really expect that, but he will eventually still be able to deal with this 2/4 on the board. If he wants to. Oh, we see there already Grommash Hellscream in his hand. Now that's the scary card.
Very scary.
Yeah, that is
huge explosive power off of Grommash most time. When he comes out on the board, he gets a Cruel Taskmaster, he gets an Inner Rage, or a Whirlwind. Something pumps him up back to up to his 10 attack, and then he just wreaks havoc everywhere.
Yep. Now he's actually gonna go for the play here. He got a really good top deck there with the Frothing Berserker. Trades the minions, is able to buff up his own. Now the problem here is that there is a swipe in hand. Not sure if he's going to decide to just use that 1 minion. Alternatively, he does have the Keeper of the Grove for that silence. What do you think Muizaa is going to do here?
Given warrior decks and their ability to do lots of AoE and buff up to Frothing Berserker to gigantic heights, it looks like he went with just taking it out, using up one of his swipes, because he does have a strong next few turns. He can do a Cairn and then Faceless Manipulator. He can do an Innervate into Ragnaros and Faceless Manipulator that. So Muizaa's hand is actually quite scary at the moment.
Yeah, actually that's a really good point you raised there. I mean, the Ragnaros, that Innervating to Ragnaros, that actually looks to be pretty damn scary. And then the Faceless Manipulator, that would just make it so much more. You'll just see a whole bunch of fireballs flying all over the place. But seems like he's deciding to take his time here. He might actually go for Cairn Bloodhoof, which he actually is going to go for. And it's just going to end the turn, not even going to buff that up with the Power of the Wild. Just, you know, making sure to get as much value out of that card as possible.
Yep, that's right. Doesn't want to show all of his entire hand at the moment, because he could do a Faceless Manipulator and do a Power of the Wild, so...
Yeah, that's actually pretty damn crazy if he's able to reach that point. Unfortunately for him, Gorehal is going to come out, and that's going to remove one of the brothers there, and the next one comes out, and Armorsmith actually going to go for face here. And well, right now Muizaa, oh, look at that.
Oh, hello.
Ancient of War.
Speak of the devil, speak of the big tree. Here comes Ancient of War, a potential 5/10 on the board.
Now it's interesting to see actually that Muizaa is one of the very few druids that I know of so far in the competition that actually runs Nourish. What do you think about that card?
Well, Nourish, of course, is a nice card draw. I've seen Druid players talk about its value, whether or not it's a good cost. I've yet to see myself. I don't run it myself, so I'm not exactly sure. Maybe we'll get to see if Nourish is a good how Nourish can be played in an effective manner in this game.
Right, for sure. Well, it seems like Execute Whirlwind's probably going to be the choice here. Unfortunately for Muizaa, he's going to lose on Ragnaros. He's not going to be able to, face this Manipulator that Execute easy answer there for that Ragnaros. He does have his own Ragnaros here, but I believe he's actually just going to run Gorehal into this 4-6 there, 4-3 sorry, and he's going to shield block for some card draw. What is he going to get? He's going to get a Fury Warx, probably just an armor up and end a turn. And then from back to Muizaa though. What is he gonna do?
Well, he still has a number of threats. I'm expecting to see Ancient of War come out because that's 2-for-1, 3-for-1 advantage. But no, he chooses to do a Nourish to draw 3 cards. Let's see what. Oh, he's running a very old school type of deck actually.
Yeah,
he's running Nourish. He's running.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like he has a Healing Touch, which is pretty interesting in my opinion. And that's a card we haven't seen in quite a long time actually. And he's got a lot of spells now. Now, what option does he have here? Does he play the Power of the Wild, get a 3/2 Panther on the board? Does he just attack phase? Well, it actually seems like he's gonna attack phase right here and end the turn right now. And an easy Ragnaros play it seems. ADYB, he's thinking about it. He does have a 5 damage weapon in hand, so that's always good. Ragnaros from down under again, coming up, and he's gonna deal 8 damage to the face team. Finally, is able to dish in some damage to the Druid. Druid's down to 57 life. Wow, that's crazy.
It's advantage for Muizaa, but Ragnaros is the beast of all legendaries. That's just a gigantic threat to be able to be removed. So let's see how he deals with it in this turn. He could probably faceless it and then start chipping away at it and then save himself later with a Healing Touch. Let's see how he deals with it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Faceless Manipulator definitely is a solid choice here. And hope that Ragnaros will kill off Ragnaros. Now,
yeah, that's right.
Just
a 50-50.
Exactly. Now, the thing is, he still has to remember that there is 5 damage in hand for ADYB right now. So, always have to take into account that that threat there, and he can always.
He has enough mana for a Faceless Manipulator, a swipe, and just. Oh no! Sorry, that's not enough.
Yeah.
He can do. Oh, there. He's gonna go for the 50-50. It looks like.
Yep. Now the question is, does he play something else, or does he just end the attack and end the turn, or?
Let's see. He's probably still thinking about it himself. Let's see what he does with it.
Yeah, he's thinking about innovating, but if he innovates, it's gonna only come out with the forest there, the savage trees, so to speak.
Savage trees.
And it's not even gonna kill off the 8/8 as it only does 6 damage. So
yeah, he would have to take. Sorry, yeah, it's not enough to take it.
Oh, he's actually gonna play the Ancient of War. Wow. Okay. So
50-50, let's see. Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, doesn't quite hit the mark. Now, unfortunate for him. Well, actually, lucky for Muizaa. I don't think ADYB really has a play to get rid of this right now. He doesn't have any of his executes. He already used one. I'm not sure. Let me just check his deck and see if he runs 2. Let's see here. ADYB Control Warrior.
He doesn't have enough armor for a good slam. He actually doesn't have slam in hand also.
Yeah.
And that's us. Oh, here comes Gramash. Let's see what he does with.
Wow. Okay, so Gramash just to get rid of that, the taunt there. 5 probably.
Now it's ADYB's turn to do a 50-50 on Ragnaros. Let's see what that comes up with.
Yeah, here we go.
His favorite. Let's see.
Oh, it doesn't.
Oh,
so I
got
close. Okay. Oh, Savage for Force of Nature combo. Is that?
Oh, he can actually. Oh, he doesn't have any innervates left. He could have done a silence on his arrows and then do a.
Yeah.
And let's see what he does.
damage? Does he try to control the board now by killing off Gromish Hellscream?
That's a 12-3. That's a gigantic threat, and let's
It's
see what
too much of it's too much of RNG. Well, I mean, he can RAF the 12-3 here, and that would.
Do you see if there's a way that Muizaa has lethal? I'm trying to see if he actually has lethal at the moment.
Let's see here. Okay, if he. No, the only way I see it is from Savage for a combo and hoping the RNG from the 50-50. But honestly,
sure, yeah.
There really is. It doesn't. If he had an Innervate.
If he had an Innervate, it would have been perfect. 12 mana to do, to silence his Ragnaros, put down to swipe also, and also get the, what do you call this, bite.
Yeah, exactly.
So close, so close.
So swipe's actually gonna come out here. It's actually, wow, he's actually not gonna use the raft there. So swipe onto Gromish there. Gromish is gonna go down. Now the question is he going to raft the 8-7 for 3 damage and then use bite to kill it off? That actually seems kind of YOLO, honestly, but
or he could choose to draw a card and see what it comes up with if he still has a bit of mana left.
Oh, he's actually gonna go raft for 3 damage, and he's actually in fact gonna bite here. Wow, so he's gonna go with
bite.
YOLO play. Okay.
Let's see what Ragnaros tastes like. Oh, it tastes like 8 damage, I think.
Yeah, that definitely does a lot of damage. Where is the damage gonna go? It's actually gonna go to face. Wow. Okay.
Really likes to go to face. No Reg has hit any minions yet. So.
Well, actually, is this close to game here? Like Baron Geddon's gonna do a lot of damage.
Puzzle time.
Yeah. Now the thing is, he has to survive the 8-8. The thing is, actually, but from our point of view, with our God Vision, we can really tell that Muizaa has this game because of the Savage Rock versus Nature combo.
That's right. That's right.
So what if we were in ADYB shoes and we didn't know that? What would we be playing here?
Definitely you want to get rid of Ragnaros. That's too big of a threat. I think he might choose to start armoring himself up. Let's see where this goes.
Armor up?
I think he's just putting down creatures on the board just to risk Ragnaros not going for the face this turn. But unfortunately, we do have the 1-turn kill combo.
Exactly.
So it doesn't really matter. Muizaa has this game.
There we go. Are we gonna see it? Muizaa is actually yep, there we go. He's gonna get rid of probably a very, very strong matchup, honestly. The Control Warrior is just such a good deck, and it's unfortunately gonna die. Now he's actually thinking of what to do here. I'm pretty sure he knows that he has lethal. Pretty
sure you have lethal. Just go for it.
Yeah, there we go. So
there we go.
1-3, 2-3, and 3-3. What a way to end it. The Savage Tree is coming out there, being all savage and all. Just gonna pick up the victory there for Muizaa, and that's gonna be a 1 game apiece. So it's gonna be
very nice.
Yeah, it's gonna be a 3rd game. So pretty interesting stuff here, man. That bite play did actually.
That bite play.
Yeah,
that was the turnaround for sure. Tasting what Ragnaros tasted like and making sure he had a clear path with his trees to do the March of the Ents and unleash hell and take back game number 2.
Exactly. I mean, well, it does hold true to the fact that Thailand people can take spicy things, and he took that.
Oh yeah, good point.
Yeah, really, really awesome. Just want to get a piece of that the Ragnaros, and man, really, that was a pretty interesting game, and I'm surprised that the Control Warrior just unfortunately. I guess you could also chalk it up to a bit of RNG there. A lot of the ways that Ragnaros, she went for face, not the minion, and as well at the same time the. What do you call this? The fact that he didn't get the cards he needed to kind of get back into this game. So a little bit unfortunate on that side of things there. So what do you think is going to be the deck here of choice for ADYB? Now he still has 2 decks to rely on.
Before we talk about ADYB's next choice, can we just talk about this awesome old school season 1 Druid drawing blood and just wreaking havoc everywhere? I really like to see that it's cycled around now. We're seeing old school Warlock aggros back in fashion. We're seeing old school Druids healing touch. Very, very nice to see basically the meta turning itself around.
Yeah, it's like everyone wants to go back to its roots already.
Yeah.
with all these,
It's very closed meta. Very, very closed meta right now. Seeing the old school druids dominate the control warrior, especially now with Tankmaster out of the picture. He's not able to do, most other decks now don't have him auto include because he's basically crap now. And control warrior in particular, with the number of legendaries it runs, it's a very, very difficult once it gets going with all of its removal and all of its giant beasts at the end of the game. It's very nice to see that old school druid can still show it how it's done. Very OG of the druid.
Yep, definitely. Really good points you raised there. And it seems like we're going to be jumping into game number 3.
Oh, game number 3!
Yes, there we go.
Ooh.
And it's the druid versus the druid here. So the mirror matchup now. It is the old school, like you said, close beta druid there versus what I believe is a pretty interesting one. And we can already see there one of the important cards there, the Senjin's Shield Master, that is run there by ADYB.
I'm so happy. I'm so happy that Tezdingo is making an appearance again. Yetis are running rampant. All of the value neutrals, all of the value freebie cards from closed beta, getting a lot of play again.
Yep.
Just because of 2 changes, just because of Tankmaster going away. You can see all of these value taunts. You can see all of these value minions like Harvest Golem, Karen Bloodhoof, Ancient of War making an appearance again. So let's see how this goes.
Definitely.
Nature versus nature.
Yep, we're gonna see a interfate into that Senjin Shield Master.
The value. Turn 1 Tazdingo. How can you not like that?
Exactly. Now that's actually pretty awesome right there. And now Muizaa though, he's like, okay, what do I do here? He does have a coin. He's going to... What is he gonna do? He's gonna claw and hero power this? No, he's gonna claw and Rapid for 3. Yep, to get rid of that. Oh my god, my math is so bad.
Oh.
At least he gets rid of the imminent doom there on the board.
Muizaa not a fan of the taunts. Getting rid of that as early as possible.
Definitely.
Muizaa's in for a rough few turns though. Look at the cost of the cards in his hand. Those are pretty rough. While ADYB still has that golem to start creating value for itself.
Definitely. That's gonna be really awesome for him. Now he does have a nourish, although he can't really do anything with that. Just got a hero power up and attack phase there. So a little bit unfortunate again. And right now ADYB in his turn, he could play another Harvest Golem. And
he could.
Pretty happy. Yeah. Look at that. A really good board there right now for ADYB. As for Muizaa, like you mentioned earlier, still doesn't have a play. Now what card is he gonna get? It's Power of the Wild, but do you really want a Panther right now?
No, I think the Power of the Wild would be best saved for later. Maybe he can draw another Innervate and then get a Power of the Wild and Cairn. Or yeah, Panther is kind of lame like now, so he just goes for the swipe to take out one of the golems. I
guess that was kind of the only play for him to get a little bit of traction back in this game. But look at ADYB's hand, a Mark of the Wild actually there. So that's a pretty interesting card. He's gonna use that on the Harvest Golem that has not been damaged just yet, and he's gonna go for face. So 6 damage, well actually 7 damage, sorry, into the face there off the Druid from Muizaa. And now Muizaa actually is starting to feel the pain. Now we have to remember though that Muizaa does run the Healing Touch.
That's right.
That could actually...
There's still a huge comeback factor for Muizaa. I'd also like to point out he got his second golden Mark of the Wild earlier from his win. So congratulations, Muizaa. You now have both golden Mark of the Wilds.
Yep, exactly. Just give me a sec here. Why don't you just run a little bit through the cards?
Sure. So right now ADYB in a little bit of a card disadvantage, but very, very nice board control. So those golems definitely showing their value, and their second iterations still a threat, still a 2-1. And now, of course, value Argus giving them taunt, bringing them up to 3-2, and putting 2 taunts on the board. Unfortunately, Muizaa had used his swipe earlier. It would have come in nice and handy right now. So let's see what he decides to play with. He could go for the trees and start wiping out. Oh, there we go. He goes for the trees, March of the Ants, tries to clear out those taunt threats, and uses them all up, bringing down Defender of Argus to 2-1.
It seems like that Muizaa is actually... Okay, what do you think he's gonna do here for his turn 7? Do you think he's just gonna Ancient of War? Do you think he's gonna Ancient of War?
Ooh, look who just came out.
Wow,
so he can afford to start putting down massive threats with taunt. Here comes Ancient of War. Next turn could be Tree Bark Protector, putting down all of these value minions with taunt, making it very difficult for ADYB. But here we go. Black Knight taking out the Ancient of War, bringing a lot of value, and now controlling, dominating the board with this Ancient of War, with this still surviving 2-1 Defender of Argus, and now a Giant 4/5 with a Black Knight, who just proved his worth.
Yeah, I mean,
you shall not pass.
Exactly, you shall not pass indeed. But look at this though, I mean, okay, let's take a look at Adyb side. Alright, he has a couple of combos. I mean, he does have the Wild Pyromancer there, as well as the Starfall and the Rafier. He's gonna be pretty sad faced because he's gonna be running into a lot of taunts. But the thing is, he can deal with his taunts and still put pressure on the board, because Muizaa's not gonna have like magically like 20 mana to cast a whole bunch of cards in one.
That's right. He's gonna have to bring these threats out one at a time, and there goes the second Ancient of War. I actually wasn't expecting a second Ancient of War. It's nice to see he's running both of them. So he could be running both lores, both wars, and there goes his Starfall to take it out. And he sacrifices a nice Ancient and Ancient action there. But whoa, here we go. Wow. Muizaa concedes. Wow.
Oh,
I think he still had a chance.
Yeah, in my opinion, that was pretty fast. I think he knew that he was running out of steam already, and oh wait.
And ADYB with a card advantage? Was that? Oh my gosh, that would have been.
I don't know. I just felt that maybe he knew that he had all his big cards getting blown to dust. So the early concede goes out there. Well, guys, at least we now know that ADYB is going to be winning this first game, best out of 3, or game out of 3, best out of 3 here, as a 2-1 victory against Muizaa there. So unfortunately for Muizaa though, he will be down to only 1 point, and 2 points there for ADYB. And
legendary player showing his worth, of course. So you saw there that he managed to make the most of his situations. He managed to make the most out of his creatures. We saw it very early on in the first game when he got a lot of value from his card draw cards. And now in this game we saw in Druid versus Druid, Harvest Golem proving their worth, staying on the board for an extra turn, dealing the damage that got him down to within lethal. So ADYB showing how you make a lot of value out of your cards.
For sure. Anyways, guys, do stay tuned. We're going to be coming up with the next best out of 3 series, and I do believe that will be Angel Eyes versus Muizaa. So we're going to see Muizaa again. Hopefully he's going to be able to get a pretty decent showing. So
I am rooting for Muizaa. I'm rooting for Muizaa. I want to see more of this season 1 deck.
Definitely. I mean, who doesn't want to see old school, whip up the
Ancient of Wars. I'm so excited. I'm so excited to see Ancient of War.
Definitely. Alright guys, so do stay tuned, don't go anywhere, and we'll be right back.